Hello everyone, checking back in the cryptocurrency here. I appreciate all the feedback so far and the help sharing things around, trying to find the best avenues for people who are interested to see these videos. In the future, we're going to be making a website and having a more permanent home for these videos and going to keep updating them often and going to add some educational videos on there as well with technical analysis and how to utilize it. So we'll start off with Bitcoin here and go on down the line. Bitcoin bulls still in full control with a new all-time high, 1485.65. And still continuing higher lows and higher highs. There is a little bit of a resistance here up in the low 1480s because we didn't get a big bull break like we've seen each day so far. So we do need to be cautious of some short-term pullback. And again, these videos are designed for trading, and I'm going to keep giving my personal actions and what I'm doing, so I'm staying transparent because there is absolutely going to be some bias. Even if as unbiased as I try to stay, if I have a position, there is going to be some underlying bias there in terms of what my opinion is. So if you're long-term in these names, sure, these videos are interested, but you're not really caring about the hourly time frame and the daily time frame. Maybe you're looking at the weekly chart and making sure that your positions are in an uptrend, which with all these cryptocurrencies, they certainly are all in uptrends. So these videos, when I'm looking at the hourly and the daily, I'm looking more for short-term swing trades and even potentially day trades. That's what these videos are highlighting. And so let's go into it. So Bitcoin, all-time high, and again, whenever I see this information, I want more details. I zoom into the hourly time frame. I see the higher lows. I can draw a trend line where I can see very clearly we're establishing some higher lows. I'm making sure no candlesticks are closing below that trend line. I would like to hug it up against this red candlestick right here, but that would exclude this candlestick. It would close below it. So I'm making sure this candlestick is not closing below and keeping that uptrend line. But uptrend lines I only use as a frame of reference. They're not a be-all, end-all for me personally. I like the price action level. So I'm looking at the consolidation lows. I'm looking down. I see a consolidation low right here. That was down at 1462.85. So we have a multiple top here. The top is 1485.65, 1484.85. That's a lower high. And as I'm doing this video right now, we're about to set a lower high and a lower low, it looks like. You can see the bulls are trying to defend this support. If we break 1462.85, we will break to a lower high and lower low and begin some more consolidation. So the next support I would look to is the higher low that formed here on the hourly time frame, and that one was down at 1431.02. And then the most important one in the short term is right down there at this low of 1403. So a few support levels to be watching. Resistance is just the all-time high, and then psychological levels 1490, 1500, and the bulls are certainly still in control overall. ETH. So this was a really nice pattern, and again, this is just more and more proof with ETH the past two videos where technical analysis absolutely can be utilized for trading and for understanding what is going on. So we were looking for an equilibrium pattern to form after the dump. An equilibrium pattern is higher lows and lower highs and a tightening range on declining volume, and that's exactly what we got. We got our high, the dump low, we had a lower high, higher low, 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 bull break. But now we're giving back some of that bull break. So I drew these trend lines to be keeping an eye. Again, it's not, I don't make my decisions based on trend lines. As you can see, we broke just by default, by time passing, out of these trend lines, but we didn't break the price action. So let's get rid of these trend lines to see more clearly just how tight we got with the high, the low, lower high, higher low, lower high, higher low. So as soon as this level broke of 83.65, that was a bullish signal. And let's say you were looking for a short-term trade, 83.65 is your signal in. Let's say you got filled at 83.70, and then next thing you know, we're up to 86.61. So that's over 3% in just an hour and a half of trading, and could have your stop loss at break-even worst case scenario, or lock in some of that short-term profit. That would have been a day trade signal. So here we are now. That resistance that signaled the bull trade at 83.65, we're now testing that as support. So previous resistance trying to act as support here, and as long as we keep these higher lows up, the bulls remain in control. So I'm looking at 82.16 and 81.50, and then down to 81. So I personally exited my ETH position. I was watching this tightening pattern last night. I had to get up from my computer. I knew I would not be in front of my computer for a dozen hours, including sleeping. So I wanted to play it safe. I wanted to lock in my 50% plus gain. I am constantly scouting re-entries. So at this point, I am watching a pattern, and I switched over to GDAX and GDAX rather than Coinbase for my trading. And they have charts there, and the prices are a bit different because this is ETH USD. And right now what we have on GDAX chart is an inside bar formation forming on the daily time frame. It's a bit different here because we're trading with the US dollar being factored in. So the inside bar pattern right now on GDAX has this wide range candlestick. It has an inside bar with the range fitting completely within the range of this candlestick. And then today's range is fitting completely within yesterday's range. So it is not the case here on ETH. It is the case on GDAX.com. So I'm looking for a break of the inside bars because that shows us a tightening range of lower highs and higher lows, just more zoomed out on a macro scale. I have a very brief video on inside bars on the YouTube channel. It's under the trading lessons. It's called What is an Inside Bar? That gives the basic concept of the trade alert pattern that the inside bar is. So that's what I'm going to be utilizing for my potential re-entry, and I'm being very patient. So I am looking to be in ETH long term, and I'm just looking to reload and reinvest profit and gain as much as I can. Litecoin here on the daily time frame. Finally, the bulls are catching up here. So we see a scenario where we have one name breaking out, then consolidating, another name breaking out. It's almost like money is shifting in and out of these cryptocurrencies, going from one to the next and enjoying these blue sky breakouts. So a much more clear break. Look at the volume. The volume is the indication of strength. And I refer to the volume as the prove it indicator, and the bulls are proving it here. So resistance is 1768. That was the all-time high. And just like that, in one day, we go 1768 up to 2650. That is a huge move to the upside. That's over 50% in one day. So big bull volume spike. We are seeing some profit taking. So again, I zoom into the hourly. I want more details. And it was all in 1 hour that we saw that huge move. So if I want more details, I'm going to the 15-minute. Still, even then, I want more details. I'm going to the 5. So 5-minute chart, I see the profit taking. I see the last time we established support on the way up was down at 2042 down here. So we could consolidate here. And when you see a move that's straight up to the upside, you don't establish much support on the way up. Whereas here, we're establishing support the whole way. It's slow and steady. And then a rocket ship to the upside. It's very easily to fall just as fast as it is to go to the upside if you're not establishing support on the way up. So the clear support is down at 2040, and we still have a long way to go. I do believe we will consolidate a bit, establish a new higher low, and then we'll be able to have a new support level to be keeping an eye on. So very big move. Congrats to the Litecoin bulls. You've been sitting on the sideline and looking longingly at Bitcoin and Ethereum, and now you're joining the party. So these cryptocurrencies are on absolute fire. They're not going anywhere, and blockchain's not going anywhere, and I'm very excited. So we're going to keep these videos up. Please keep sharing them, and we will have that website up sometime within a month or so. Not going to rush it. Certainly have a lot of other things on our plates, but I will keep putting out these free videos and this free content. And even when we do have the site, it's going to be free content there as well. So I appreciate you all, and I will see you soon.